Me?
Yeah, could you hear any of the?
No. No.
Okay. Sam- what's up, everybody? How's it going? Ethan Newberry, the Ginger Runner, live from Vancouver, British Columbia. We are international. That explains why there are so many technical issues. I'm guessing. That is what I'm hoping. I apologize. There's some sound issues and stuff like that. I hope that this is working. I hope that you're able to hear me okay. Once again, my name is Ethan Newberry. Welcome to Ginger Runner Live, Episode 2. Why am I wearing a beautiful robe? Well, I am staying at the magnificent Vancouver Fairmont Pacific Hotel. It was a birthday gift from my wonderful fiance here, who is also joining us, the one and only Kimberley Teshima, a.k.a. Maya Longlegs.
Hi, guys.
Look at her. Isn't she great? Great. So I decided to live it up a little bit. I'm wearing the robe. I'm enjoying some local Ninkasi brew, which is delicious. But it's not just Kim and I. We're not the only two here enjoying the smorgasbord of beer. We're joined by the one and only Chris Vargo, all the way from Colorado. And we can't hear him. Great.
Wait, can you hear me now?
Oh, we can. Yeah, you have yourself muted.
Something was muted, yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Great. So, good. So the audio is working. Chris, how are you, my friend?
Good, man. Not as good as you, though. You look good. Kim?
Yeah, we look great. I want to point out that we look fantastic in our beautiful hotel room.
You look awfully comfortable.
Are you jerking off? What is going on?
I'm petting my dog.
Can we meet your dog? This is Cole.
Yeah, Colt. Sit.
Hi, Cole.
Hi, Cole. Hi, buddy.
That's cool. He just ran 10 miles on the trail with me earlier, so
Good story.
he's a little tired.
Real. Damn. You have a dog that can run better and faster than us.
He's pretty strong, yeah.
That wasn't the right answer. Today we're talking about race recovery. I kind of wanted to touch on some of this stuff that we deal with on a fairly regular basis. I have a list of 5 things that I kind of like to live by when it comes to race recovery. Chris, we know that you just did Sean O'Brien, but had the DNF at mile 36, that's still a ton of miles that you put on your legs. I'm assuming that you have a system that you go through when it comes to race recovery and the like.
Yeah, I usually can't eat very well after races, so I'll just bring a bunch of Recoverite and take that down. Although this time I was pretty good about it. I was able to eat decently well, and I know we went over to your house and had that delicious pizza as well, which is good. True. But yeah, Recoverite, something I'll usually take a liquid form of some sort of nutrition. So I'll bring like 2 or 3 packs of Recoverite and knock that down. So that's usually my go-to.
So you're kind of sticking with like a nutritional type recovery where it usually has something to do with diet immediately following some sort of mass exodus of energy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you do or recommend?
Well, post-race, that's what I do. I mean, just hammer Recoverite just because it's easy to take down. But post-run, I'll usually just do Recoverite, or chocolate milk is a good one too, although I don't drink dairy, so I don't think it works as well with almond milk, but because I know the study showed that the fat content in the milk was one of the things that helped with recovery. So
that's interesting.
So yeah, chocolate milk. I know a lot of people that'll eat yogurt too. Something with calories, protein, carbs. 4-to-1 carb to protein ratio is like that go-to.
Is that fairly standard across the board?
That's what it seems like. Yeah, I mean, I was actually part of one of the tests when I was at Indiana University. We did the chocolate milk test.
Okay.
So like Hershey's gave them a grant, and I did it when I was a cyclist, and yeah, they found that it was just as good as like Hammer Recoverite, or was it Endurox, I think is another one that a lot of people take. Yeah. But I try and yeah.
This actually comes up in our top 5 items or list of recovery tips from the Ginger Runner. I also use Recoverite. And in fact, Chris Vargo gave me this Recoverite.
Yeah, the chocolate one's good too, I think. But
I usually do 2 of these. If it's like a big race, 50 mile, 50K or anything like that, or even a marathon, I'll take 2 of these and I'll just shake them in water. It almost tastes like chocolate milk.
yeah, it is. It's good. Like I'll always bring a bottle and I'll put 2 or 3 in after a race. After a run, I just have like the big tub of it here at my house. But like if you're gonna take a shower or something, you would not eat right when you get home. It's good to pop that in there, and it's something like that. I mean, there's tons of stuff out there. It's just whatever works. I don't know. So I've always liked Recoverite. So
That's great. Now, Kim, I know that you also were talking about. You might have to step closer to the computer just so our lovely audience here. Come on in here.
So I also haven't been able to hear Chris.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, I haven't
Kim
been
is just
ignoring
like,
you, Chris.
yeah.
I can't hear it at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, because the way that this has to work in the current state of my live setup until I get a sponsor is that all my audio has to come through a crappy set of headphones. So Kim has been so polite and sitting here and just going,
yeah,
Recoverite.
yeah,
Is that what we're talking about?
yeah.
Chocolate. Yeah, reading your lips as best as possible online. So with that, I won't rehash what Chris has been saying, but it has been basically Recoverite. He loves Recoverite after races and stuff like that.
Right.
But we were just talking about this earlier today, and there's some things that you like that maybe people might be able to relate to as far as helping you recover from a race. What is one item?
One of my favorite pieces to use for recovery are compression socks or compression sleeves. I personally like to run in them when I'm doing my longer runs, races for sure, and they're a part of kind of my whole afternoon after a race as well.
Yeah, you'll slip them on after a race, whether it's full sock compression, calf compression. You even have like tight shorts or even just tights.
Shorts, yep.
Yeah, that'll also help with that. So I also agree. Chris, I know that you're of the dissenting opinion on compression, but after a race or after a big amount of energy expelled, I tend to like to slip on some sort of recovery sleeves and stuff like that, if only to help circulation and help rebuild the muscle you used. Chris, what's your take on compression?
I'll throw compression on.
You hate compression.
I always tell people, I mean, working at a running store, you get that question on a daily basis. And I don't tell people that it's going to work, and I don't tell them it's not going to work kind of thing. So I will travel with it, and I'll wear a full sock compression after a race.
Just one sock? You'll just wear one sock?
Just one sock.
Is that over your dick, Chris?
Yes, exactly. I knew you were going to say something like that. But,
there's no edit. By the way, Ginger Runner Live, there's no editing. You can say whatever you want. That's part of the whole process.
Dirty shit. Yep. But yeah, I'll wear it. I think for flying alone, wearing a compression sock or socks, a pair of socks, is a good thing too. Like traveling to and from a race.
Right.
Flying really jacks you up if you can't get up and walk around. You know. I'll get massages too about 2 or 3 days after a race.
Oh.
It's usually a light, deep tissue massage, nothing too crazy. I used to do ice baths a lot, but I don't know if that really works. And shit sucks too, man. Cold water, I don't like that. So
yeah, you don't do the ice baths or anything like that? I'm a big fan of jumping in the pool, an unheated pool or something like that. I love a good ice bath or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to do here in the winter because it's cold as shit. So it's the last thing you want to do is jump in a icy ice bath. But I used to do them a lot. Like I would do them weekly after long runs or hard workouts, but I haven't been doing them much.
But now you just put on a sock. You just put on
one sock. Yeah. That's the only thing I do.
Okay. So I actually put together a list of 5 tips. These are some things that I like to talk about when it comes to recovery post-race. I'm not talking injury recovery. I want to make sure that there's a bit of a distinction. When it comes to injury recovery, I think that's a whole other ballgame, and we can probably talk about that in a future Ginger Runner Live episode. Or perhaps, oh, thank you. Kim actually heard you talk a little bit, Chris. I gave her a headphone. That's how nice
So
of a fiance.
generous.
Yeah, so generous.
Yeah,
Such a nice fiance. So here we go. Here are some of the tips for recovery post-race or post-big workout. And Chris, feel free to chime in, and Kim, feel free to chime in as we go over these. So tip number 5, hydration. I mean, I think this one's pretty basic, but drinking water and drinking a shit ton of it.
Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate.
Yeah.
for
People
sure.
forget to hydrate all the time.
Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
I know I said something about noon, I think, last time, but just noon tablets, like, I drink a shitload of water during the day, and post-race, you have to drink a lot, just flush everything out. So if you don't like just drinking water, it's good to put something in there to make it taste a little bit better and make it a little easier to take down.
Yeah,
so,
I agree. I think noon is a great example of something that helps water taste a little bit better. I am the worst when it comes to hydration. I really am. I mean, here I am drinking a beer, which is probably the last thing I should be drinking for hydration purposes, because alcohol does dehydrate you a bit. But every post-race, I do my best to chug as many glasses of water or a bottle of water. It just is going to help lubricate your body. Yeah. I gave a little moment.
Yeah, man. I mean, like when I used to drink, I would drink a lot of beer after races, and it would screw me for like a week and a half, 2 weeks. You just could not. Oh God, yeah. So that's another perk of me not drinking anymore. But anyway, yeah.
It is, yeah, and you guys will all notice Chris is drinking out of a Indiana mug, drinking some tea.
Yep.
Look at that.
Green tea.
Ooh-ja. Okay, so let's go on to tip number 4. This one is also, fairly standard. Grab yourself a foam roller. Where is that?
I'll get it.
Moved it out of the way here.
You hold that.
I'll hold that. I'm a big fan of foam rolling and using the stick. Chris, you're probably familiar with. We all know that you're really familiar with the stick. And Chris is walking. Chris is on the walk.
My dog needs to go outside.
Oh, okay. I see. Priorities. Great. Chris is letting Colt out.
Dog need to pee?
Here is a stick. You can get these at any local running store. Roadrunner Sports, pretty much any online running product retailer will carry one of these. They're bendable, slightly bendable, wheeled stick. And you can just use this to grind into muscle nuts and worked out muscles.
I like the stick for calf muscles especially.
You want to repeat that?
I like the stick.
That's it. I'll edit it there. This is a big foam roller, and this one is brutal. This is yours. This is Kim's. I didn't bring mine with me. But this one's short enough where you could travel with it. You might have to answer some TSA security questions, but that's where the stick comes in handy, is because this can fit in a suitcase and you don't have to worry about it, especially if you're traveling through a race.
I've had one taken away from me before.
A foam roller or a stick?
A stick, yeah.
Really?
Out of your carry-on?
Yeah.
Why?
I guess
Did
you
they
beat the
ask
shit
you
out
what
of
it was
someone.
for? Did you tell them it was for sex?
Yeah, I mean, they don't know what. Yeah. I've heard of other people getting them taken too.
Yeah, we brought this thing into the hotel today, and it was sticking out of our bag, and both of us were like, "They're going to ask questions as to why we're bringing this into a hotel," and it was specifically for this show. But it does raise some eyebrows. I won't lie. So that's number 4. Number 3, we talked about this already. Number 3, nutrition. And this doesn't just go for using items like Recoverite. I'm a big fan of Recoverite. I know that Vega makes some post-recovery protein as well. A lot of different brands. Fuel. So we're both vegetarian, and I know that Hammer also makes a vegan recovery protein.
Sounds
it has
disgusting.
a nice balance of carbs, protein, potassium, sodium, all that good stuff. But it also goes to diet, right? So like the meals you eat. Like Chris, you were talking about not eating much after a race. Is there anything that, like food-wise, that you would recommend to eat post-race that might be good on inflammation or anything like that?
I don't know, man. I mean, if I can eat fish, like the only meat that I eat is fish. If I can knock some of that out, I feel like that helps me a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think just kind of eat whatever works for you and what you can take down. I have a really, really hard time eating. It'll even go into the next day, like the That's why I eat eggs. Eggs are easy to eat the next day.
Chris
So
is a big egg eater, guys.
Yeah.
Chris loves him some eggs.
Yes, they're good. So that is usually easy on my stomach, but I just always feel like I'm gonna throw up.
I'm kind of in the same boat as Chris after longer races. It's almost impossible to get food in me.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's another reason why I really like the liquid nutrition, something that you can just mix with water and just drink, because it's so much easier to digest, and you don't have to worry about taking in multiple calories. After a hard effort after a race, yeah, the last thing you want to do is shove a breakfast burrito. I mean, sure, a lot of people eat breakfast burritos after races, but immediately following, if you don't want to throw anything back up. So keeping it simple, but keeping it nutritious, and know that anything that you put into your body within 30 to 45 minutes after an intense workout,
Yeah.
it goes. I mean, it is
gonna
immediately digested and immediately processed. You want to make sure it is the best stuff you can put in there, ingredient-wise. So I think that's important. That was number 3. Tip number 2: recovery exercise. Big advocate of this. Usually, what happens for me is the day. If it's an ultra, I think it's a little bit different. But for example, yesterday we ran a half marathon, and the effort was, strong. It was a strong effort. And today, a part of kind of what we wanted to do is walk around. You want to be able to do some sort of active exercise, not necessarily going out and running again, but we're talking about like cycling, maybe
Swimming.
doing yoga. Swimming is great, low impact, staying active for 30 minutes, but keeping it super low impact. So any muscle fatigue that you have, you're not stressing it further and causing more damage. I know a lot of people are in that school of thought. Chris, after Sean O'Brien, how soon after Sean O'Brien did you start? Maybe not running, but did you get on your bike? Did you go swimming? Did you go walking or hiking with Colt? How soon after?
I got on the bike. When did I get back? Like 2 days after, I guess. 3 days.
So pretty quick.
Yeah, and then I started running. Probably about 4 days after. Just easy, light stuff. But I'll go hike the dog. Yeah, I'll get out and move around. If I sit down and just sit and not do anything, you get locked up for sure. But the bike is great. I'll just I'll either go out mountain biking or just hop on like the trainer if it's snowing. And swimming is awesome. That's a great one. If you want a pool run, you could do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone recovers a little bit different. Sometimes I can't even walk for 3 days, so it all depends on that. But with each race I've done, I've been getting stronger and stronger, so the recovery time is a lot shorter.
That's true. I know I have a lot of friends that after they race, it only takes them a couple days and they're fully recovered, and that's because of hard training. They train the body to recover faster, which I think is important too. Yeah. So let's get on with our final point, and then we're going to go to the chat room. I know that we have been live this entire time, and I haven't even said hello to you guys. There's a lot of stuff going on in the chat room. So here's the final tip, and this is the most important and the easiest and the best one for me, and I'm sure for Kim. Sleep. I love a good night's sleep. Chris, do you find yourself sleeping more after a race, before a race? How are your sleep habits?
The night after the race, I have a hard time sleeping usually. I'm usually off and on. But sleeping leading up, I'm usually pretty good about that. I know they say that 2 days out is the best sleep. You want to have the best sleep 2 days out. I don't know if that's true.
After or before?
Before.
Yeah.
Yeah. For recovery too, like if I'm doing double days running, I'll take naps during the day. I'll take naps during the day.
It's tea.
Yeah.
You go take naps during the day?
Yeah, if I can. Yeah, after my first run, and then I'll run later. But yeah, sleep is big. Back when I was racing bikes a lot, I'd sleep 10 hours a night. But I can't do that anymore.
Damn, son, you lazy. You lazy, son.
Yeah.
No, honestly, Kim knows I love sleep. If I can get 8 hours or more a night, I will. I will sleep the shit out of it. And I notice that a lot, especially post-race. Usually the night of a race, Doesn't matter what the distance. I don't sleep very well.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a 50-mile race, man, I'm barely sleeping that night at all.
Yeah.
My body is still buzzing. My muscles are still working, so it's a super restless night of sleep. But the night after that is usually out like a rock. I'm exhausted. And you'll know in your body if you need more sleep. You'll be fatigued all day. If you're at work, you'll have a hard time focusing on work. Your mind will drift. You'll find yourself kind of spacing out, and that's just a sign that you need to get more rest. Your body works so hard during races, you're asking a lot of it, so give it a break. And you know what? It's not a bad thing. Don't feel like you're being lazy by missing a day of workout so you can take a nap or to sleep. It's
I love
absolutely
napping.
important. Kim loves napping.
Yeah.
So those are the Ginger Runner's 5 tips for recovery. We had Chris add a couple in there that he likes. Kim added one in there as well. I also want to point out that Kim, we're in Canada right now. In the United States, we have a company called REI, Recreational Equipment Incorporated, where you can go get all your outdoor gear. The equivalent in Canada is called MEC. And look at this. Kim is now the model for MEC. This is in the most recent issue of what? Canadian Running?
Canadian Running Magazine.
Canadian Running Magazine. And I believe it's on the side of
their
building. We're going to go find out tomorrow if it's actually
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. I would like to Photoshop Chris's head on that at some point. And then put Chris on the side of a building. Okay, so we're going to go to the chat room. If you guys have any questions for Chris, for Kim, or for myself, please ask me in the chat room. You guys have been blowing up in there. So I'm going to kind of rip through these. And Chris, please chime in here whenever you want. So we had some audio issues at the top, but those have been fixed. So I'm going to kind of scroll through here. People can hear Chris perfectly. Vargo is coming in loud and clear. That's great. What's up, Eduardo Suzuki, Vincent and Benoit? Tony Ochea, AJ Cohen.
Hi, Cody.
Cody's in the chat room. John Marenkovich. Momi is back.
Momi.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he can hear me, but I can't hear shit. That's what Chris Vargo said. I love it. People are quoting Vargo in the chat room. Let's go scroll down because now come the questions. Tony Ochoa, I'm guessing I'm pronouncing that right, says, "Hey Ethan, my 6-year-old daughter and I love your vids. We started watching you after you ran with Shay Carl, who's another big YouTuber. She is sick right now. Can you give her a shout out? Her name is Haley. Haley, what's up? Feel better." And you're gonna get a shout out from Chris Vargo.
Oh yeah, feel better. Sorry,
and you're gonna get a shout out from Tim.
Haley, get well.
So get well. Be better.
Yeah.
Nice robe. Thank you, says Momi. Joe Procopio says, "Where's Kimberly?" She's been here the entire time.
Here.
I'm guessing these comments are very old because I'm having to scroll a long ways to get to them. Get a splitter for your headphones. Yeah, we'll do that next time we're in a hotel in Vancouver.
We just like to be close to each other.
This was my secret the entire time. If only we had a 3 headphones so Chris could come here and be in my lap.
Sit between us.
Yeah.
How to make it awkward with Chris. We'll
hey man, whatever you're down for. What?
Chris is down for whatever.
I brought the foam roller.
Okay.
Let's keep going here. Momi Forgo, Danielle Murphy. Do y'all like using S-caps? S-caps, Chris. Your take on salt pills?
Man, if it's really hot, yeah, it makes sense. I've done Endurolights by Hammer, which doesn't have as high of a sodium amount.
Yeah.
Mike Aish, I was running with Aish 2 days ago or yesterday, and he was telling me about this. I forget the name of it. It has like 3 grams of sugar in it, and he was racing with it at Sean O'Brien. Like apparently it can there's so much sugar in it or so much salt in it that it could kill you if you don't drink enough water. Something crazy like that.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Really?
but he used it at Leadville too. Yeah, he didn't drink for. Man, it was. I don't know. He was telling me. I forget the name of it. And I don't know why I'm talking about that. I don't even know the name of it. Scratch that.
Because you talked about people dying.
Oh,
I think that's important.
Just because it's such a large amount of salt and this concentrate that he'll pour into water and chug it down real quick.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. But yeah, anyway, I think on a hot day, obviously it's good to get that sodium.
Yeah, I have run all my ultras with salt tablets and marathons as well, depending on the heat. I believe they're S caps. They come in a blue bottle. I usually
Can't
pop
remember what they're
one.
called.
I can't remember either.
Those are salt sticks, aren't they?
Salt stick.
That's
Yes.
Salt Stick. Chris, the resident employee of a running store / professional sponsored elite athlete, can answer basically any single question you pop. Chris, have you run Born to Run?
Yeah, yeah.
I think I asked that wrong too. I think have you ran Bored to Ran?
You get that like every other day. Yeah.
Have you heard of Vibram Five Finger?
You have those toe shoes? Yeah, you get that.
Yeah, no toe shoes. But if it's a hot day, I have been known to take one of those every hour, and I mean, I didn't dehydrate, so I would say that works. The last race, Sean O'Brien, I did Tailwind the entire time, which is a new nutrition test for me. I think you should test every piece of nutrition. What?
I just got a bunch of Tailwind. I haven't tried it yet.
You know, that was the first time I raced with it. I had trained with it a little bit. I feel like you need to train with everything before you race with it. Otherwise, you're going to possibly do some bad shit.
Right.
But I raced with it at Sean O'Brien, and I didn't take in any other nutrition, and I didn't need to. It has every piece. It has all the sodium that you need, included with the calories, and it worked. It worked damn well. Like, I was actually really pleased that everything I needed was just in one powder, and I could stick it in water and then drink it. Look at this. Chris has a little package of it. Mine is back at Kim's apartment, so.
Apparently the, was it like the mango one is really good?
Mangoes. I actually liked all the flavors. I tried a little bit of all of them. You can mix and match them.
Yeah, it's 303 milligrams of sodium, which is quite a bit. A lot of carbs.
That's per, I believe that's per package, or is that per serving?
Per serving. There's 4 in this little one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I consider that a
like
2-hour. I think that's a 2-hour bag for me.
Yeah, it seems like a interesting thing. It's a Colorado company too.
It is a Colorado company, small company.
Durango.
But they're very good people. Okay, so let's go back to the chat room. Which is better, foam roller or stick? They both do different things. I think the foam roller gets more surface area.
I like the foam roller for hammies, quads, like the bigger muscles.
Deep stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
you can really put your body weight right on it.
Yeah. Stick is more of a portable travel version. You can only get certain little knots. I use it for calves. I love it for calves.
I just think it gets the blood flowing really well too. I mean, you can get in pretty deep, for sure.
We're still talking about foam rolling?
Stick and foam roller. Yeah. Have you ever broken a stick before?
No, but I've often worried that I'm pushing way too hard and I'm going to break. Have you?
It's possible, yeah. We tried to break it though, and it shot one of the beads, and it put a huge nick into the wall. Like if it hit you, it would probably draw blood.
That sounds frightening.
Yeah, so they do break. They say that they don't break, but they can. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Anyway.
Well, make that your goal out there, everyone. Break a stick and take a picture and show us.
Yeah.
Joseph John says, try trigger point before you start using the stick. Trigger point gets deep and does really well. PS Trigger point has rollers, balls, and quad rollers. Check it out. Familiar with Trigger Point?
I would say that Trigger Point's probably one of the best products out there. They have the lower leg kit, which is great.
Yeah.
It's like they have the foot roller, but you can put your calf up on it, and like you can get really deep. I use that quite a bit on my calves just because I've had Achilles issues and whatnot, and it's helped a lot.
Yeah, Trigger Point. I agree with the Trigger Point stuff. Same with Moji. I think Moji is a little bit newer of a company. They have the balls that rotates. You can kind of grind them in a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep going. Ascent to Summit. Is Chris Vargo a vegan? You just said that you do eat fish. I think you're pescatarian.
He just said he ate eggs too.
Yeah, I eat eggs and fish and cheese. I don't drink milk. I drink almond milk, but I can't do fake cheese. I was vegetarian for a while, but I felt like I wasn't doing it properly, and I was craving fish too. And when I added fish, I feel like it helped. So I eat fish every other day.
Good story.
Yeah.
Kim and I are vegetarians. We love cheese. We both eat eggs. We just don't eat animal dead animal product, I think is the proper terminology.
Animal feed.
So going back, Daniel Murphy agrees with us, couldn't eat any solid foods for about 5 hours after his first 50K. Yeah, that's pretty common, especially that just means you're working really hard. Jeff Vargo, which I don't know if this is your brother and or Pops.
It's my dad, yeah.
What type of bed do you use, Chris?
We were talking about beds because I don't like my bed right now. So.
If Posturepedic or Memory Foam is out there watching, sponsor Chris Vargo.
Please set Chris a bed.
Give him a proper night's sleep so that man can race hard and win races.
Yeah.
If anyone owns a mattress store, sponsor Chris. He'll wear a sticker.
Yeah, because they're expensive. I'll take a free new mattress, not a used mattress.
I think, Kim and I will also take free new mattresses. So John, I almost said Malkovich. That's not his last name. It's Marinkovich. John asks, first sprint triathlon, what do I do? And I think I will answer this and just say finish.
Just finish?
Yeah, so we're all in agreement.
Great.
No, sprint triathlon. I mean, Chris, have you ever done a try?
Nope. Never have.
Kim, have you ever done a try?
No.
I have not either.
I think a sprint distance is a great place to start.
I thought you had, Ethan.
Oh, I wish. My swimming is terrible. I honestly just learned how to swim. About 2 years ago, I took private lessons to learn how to swim, and I really still don't know because they were very expensive, and as an adult, you have to go through a lot of like deep shit to teach yourself to swim. A lot of irrational fear that comes from years of dealing with a horrible traumatic childhood experience. So to get over that takes a lot, and then to teach yourself how to swim and have someone be like, "Come on, you got to do this. This is how you learn."
Yeah.
It's like I'm a fucking adult. I'm aware this is how I need to learn. I just can't. Don't treat me like an 8-year-old. You fucking bitch. I'm adding that at the end. That's not. I'm sorry.
What the hell's your problem?
I just totally vented. So anyways,
just get it all out.
So in answering your question, just finish. This question comes from Billy Yang in the chat room, a good friend of all of ours, Mr. Billy Yang from Southern California. Popped in to say hi before bouncing on our night run. Good to see you, Kim. You look great as all. What the fuck, Billy? Ethan, Vargo, you guys look like shit. Much love.
Awesome. Thanks.
Hi, Billy.
Billy Yang. Puerta Wawer Jr. I am totally pronouncing that wrong.
Peter.
I'm guessing it's Peter Wawer. Can you tell us a little about yesterday's half marathon? Sure. Yeah, for sure. I PR'd. I have to be totally honest. I talked a little bit to Kim and to Chris and my local runner friends. I PR'd, but I'm bummed. And I know that you're not supposed to be bummed when it comes to PRs, but I'm going to be totally honest and transparent here. I beat my old personal record on the half marathon by, what did it be, like 38 seconds or 42 seconds?
On the same half marathon.
The same half marathon, same course. Which is a fraction of time. But I was going into this race going, you know what? I think I could beat it by 10 minutes. And if I'm having a rough day, I should be able to beat it by 5 minutes. But to beat it, for feeling like I had a pretty good day and was really pushing myself, and then to only beat it by a handful of seconds, yes, it's a PR, and I'll get over it, but I was just like, man, what is going on? And Chris, I know that you kind of chimed in, but also our good friend Colin chimed in, that it could be contributed to the fact that I've been running mountains. I've been running ultras and going up and pushing myself for longer distances, and that takes away from speed?
Yeah. I mean, you just ran a 50K. How long ago was that? 3 weeks ago?
A few weeks ago.
Yeah, and I think even if you feel recovered, it takes so long to recover from.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had North Face in December, too. So, like, you couple all that together, and you're not focusing all on speed work, you know. It's so different. It's different. But yeah, I mean, you're
Sick
probably
tries, bro.
What?
Sick tries. Those tries. Look at those triceps.
Who, me? Oh.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I'm doing.
No, Colt.
Colt. I was talking
It's
to Colt. His tries are sick. Kimberly, how did the race go for you?
The race was fine. This has been a local Vancouver race that I've been wanting to do. The field is very small and it's full of a lot of elite people. It went okay. I missed my PR by about 6 minutes. Had a really great first 3/4 of the race and then ran into some crampy legs that didn't want to work in the last 2 miles. But I mean, it was a fun race. It was beautiful in my home city. So I have nothing to complain about.
Yeah, you did
Just
great.
I hope my legs will work better next time.
First race for you in a long time. Not a lot of time to train, but you still managed to get some good runs in. You should be completely proud of yourself. Again, it's easier said than done in both cases here. Okay, so that answers that question. A lot of stuff popping up here. Chris, thank you for hanging out. This is funny. I don't want to say funny, but it's an interesting question from Vincent Benoit. What is the ideal height and weight of an ultra runner?
Oh man, I've had a lot of discussions about that before, actually.
So Chris, how tall are you?
5'10" on a good day.
Can we talk about weight? I mean, do you care about that?
135. I'm pretty skinny.
You're pretty light.
Yeah, I fluctuate. Yeah, I'm around 132 to 135 is usually.
Okay, cool. So I'm 2 inches taller than you and about 1,000 pounds heavier.
That's a lie.
That's not 1,000 pounds, but I'm a lot heavier than Chris. But I know that there are Kilian Jornet is shorter than
smaller
Chris.
than I am. Yeah.
He's taller than you?
Oh no, God, he
No,
probably
yeah,
weighs
shorter
like
than you.
120 pounds.
And far more heavier than you, though, right? I feel like
No.
he's. No, you don't think so?
No, I bet you he weighs at least 10 pounds less than I do. He's small, man. But like
He's pretty small.
his
5'6",
bottom half
5'7".
his bottom half is very big though. Like he has like big legs, big calves, and he's definitely not built like me, but he's pretty small. We may be around the same weight. I don't know, but he's definitely shorter than I am.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a little guy, but I think he's mass. I think like his weight is all mass in
Packs
his
a
lower
punch
half.
in
Yeah, he
his.
packs a punch in his lower extremities, I guess is the proper.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
funny, he's so like jacked on his lower half, and then like if you see him with the shirt off, he's just kind of like it's like no muscle tone.
Nothing.
Really
nothing.
slight.
Nothing.
And it's
But then
weird.
you look at guys like Dylan Bowman, ultra runner.
Dylan, yeah, he's
who's
a big
very,
dude.
I think he's like 6. He's like 17 feet tall. He's 6'4", 6'5", and he weighs I think he's under 200 easy,
Right.
but he's a fast guy.
Yeah, he is.
He won Sean O'Brien.
Yeah, Aish and I were talking about that the other day too. Like for a big dude, he can roll. He's strong,
Yeah.
for sure. He's like a diesel engine, you know.
He is.
He just goes.
Debo Diesel. So we'll take a couple
Yeah.
more questions from the chat room, then we're going to split. We got to go grab dinner, and then we're going to let Chris go, because I'm sure he has to go let Colt back in. Colt is probably freezing his ass off.
He's bad. He's sleeping now.
So Chris asked what my time was. It was 1:45, which I'm bummed about. 1:45:42. I forget the exact one because I've really blocked it out of my mind.
You're allowed to be bummed, but I'm pretty proud of
I appreciate that.
you.
You're
I bet you we
watching
could get you down to sub 130s.
That honestly, I was thinking I'd be in the 130 range.
I
Just like
with
a nice half marathon effort, pushing it, knowing I hadn't been working on speed. That ultimately was what my goal was in the 130s. And
Yeah, with
so
your-
that's why
with
I'm
your-
bummed.
with your base too, you could do quite a bit more quality too. So, but
Yeah, quality wasn't
Yeah.
there, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay. Chris Holloway asked, "When's the wedding date?" Oh, it's right now.
It's happening
It's
right now.
Chris is officiating. Go ahead, Chris.
me or Chris Holloway?
Oh, that got confusing.
Oh wow, got confusing.
I know, but I'm the only one on.
We can't do
so,
this.
Yeah.
We can't do that. It's over.
Okay.
Peter Wauer Jr. Sorry, Peter. Thanks for the answer. Do you do any intervals and speed work? Okay, so we were just talking about this. Chris, this is actually, I've been wanting to ask you this kind of question. When you prepare for races, doesn't matter what distance, whether it's a half marathon, full marathon, ultra, any sort of trail race, when you work on speed, do you do intervals? Do you do tempo? Do you do all of the above? what do you do to get faster? I know that's a big question, and maybe it's a future episode entirely.
I do all of it. I mean, I
do.
do all that. Tempos, fartleks. Ian has me up on the track sometimes too. I don't like the track, but like tomorrow, I'm doing. He has me doing 4 by 2 miles at faster than 5K pace. So I'll probably run them at like 450 something pace. But yeah, I do all that stuff. I think that's big. I mean, you could argue with the guys that do just long miles, but if you just run long and slow all the time, you're gonna be slow. You know?
Yeah.
That's how it.
I think that's true. I think it's really good. So that is it, my friends. I very much appreciate you tuning in to Ginger Runner Live episode 2. Again, we're kind of getting kinks worked out. This audio sound thing will be worked out once I'm back at home. We're literally in a hotel room in an international city, and so I'm going to blame it being international on audio issues. Maybe not. So I would like to thank Mr. Chris Vargo for joining us tonight. Once again, he is a good friend, and I would love for him to be a staple in the Ginger Runner Live because he does bring so much to the table from an elite perspective. He is on the Nike Ultra Trail team. Is it Ultra or is it just any trail?
Nike Elite Trail, I think, is what they want.
That's way better. That sounds way more official.
Yeah.
So
Nike Trail, yeah.
Nike Trail. So be sure to follow Chris. He's on Twitter at the Vargo. He's on Instagram at
Chris_Vargo.
Yeah, he does some really good photos. Tons of good photos. A lot of photos of him and his dog.
A lot of dog pictures if you can dig on that.
Everybody loves dog
Everyone
photos.
loves dogs, and really good fapping material too. Of course, I would also like to thank your lovely fiancée, Ms. Kimberley Teshima /@milelong_legs. You can follow her on Twitter there. You can see the little score there. But you can also find her on Instagram at
Kimberley DT.
Yeah, so go do that. So once again, my name is Ethan Newberry. You can follow me on all the social networks, on Twitter at The Ginger Runner, Facebook, facebook.com/TheGingerRunner. Be sure to subscribe to this channel. Every single week we're going to be doing live shows. This is what I'm really excited about. It's still very new. It's still very raw and fresh, and that's how I like it. I will be drinking a beer or a non-alcoholic beverage any given week, but we're going to be answering your questions and usually have a theme to work around. I think this is fun. I think it's the future, and that is why I'm very excited about it. So stick around for a little bit. We're going to hang around in the post-show, kind of talk to you guys if you guys are still in the chat room. But otherwise, we're going to sit here and wave because I have to change the audio source for the outro video. Welcome to the future, right? Technology is awesome. So thank you guys once again. Subscribe to the channel. Check out some reviews. Check out some videos. We'll see you guys next time. There we go. Sorry, Chris.
That was entertaining for sure.
Yeah, I didn't kick you out this time. Just in case you're welcome to stick around. I'm gonna just kind of talk to everyone in the chat room just for like another 5 minutes. I know if you have to go, you got to go. You want to stick around? Or you want to go?
I don't have shit to do, man.
Okay, stick around for a minute. So I figured out for those of you who are kind of still watching the live stream, what ended up happening. The way things are, I'm just gonna show Chris drinking tea. That's always good. So basically last week I used this as my audio input. When I tested it just now before the live show, it sounded like a robot. It was like it made no sound, and I don't know why. I don't know if that's this mic. I don't know why. So right now the audio is coming through my laptop, but the way the programs work is that I couldn't do both simultaneously. So I had to switch it on the fly. So I apologize for that delay. But we can all deal with it. Let's go back to the chat room. Joe Procopio says, keep waving. Tony Ochoa says, thank you for the shout out. You just made my daughter's night. That is awesome. Sorry that she's not feeling great. Chris jumped in there as well. Awkward long wave. LOL. Thank you guys. See you next week, which is great. Thank you for answering my triathlon question. Sorry we couldn't be more help, John. I plan on having a triathlon episode and actually bringing in a triathlete, someone that can actually answer the questions.
And I also plan on getting into triathlons eventually.
Yeah, Kim has had that on her docket of things to do for quite a while, and I think you kill it because you're a great swimmer.
I have a great dude for you to have on. My best friend is a pro triathlete, and he's awesome. Yeah, he'd be great.
Love it.
And
hit you up.
Yeah, check out my mom's text that she just sent me.
What? Oh man, it's not focusing. It's focusing on your brother. Does Kim have a sister? She has a sister-in-law.
Yeah. She's
taken.
She's taken by my brother.
Not the first person to ask if Kim has a sister. A lot of people love them some Kim, including me. Thank you, Anthony. Anthony says, great job, good show. Thanks, Ethan, Kim, and Chris. Good job on the live cast. Thanks, Ascent to Summit. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Griffin just got his answer to whatever his question was. Joseph Chick. Hey, what's up, Joe Chick?
Hey, Joe.
Says, blame Canada. I agree. Blame Canada. I was volunteered to help in organizing a race. When you are looking for a race to run, in what do you look for in the race? Okay, so this is definitely a question for all of us. I'll start. When I am signing up for a race, there's a couple things. Scenery. Now that I've gotten so much into trail racing, not just ultra, but all distances. Man, that's why I'm going back to Squamish and going to the Gorge 50K, is because I know that the terrain is brutal and it's tough, but it is beautiful. There is no other place like it on the globe. And there are races like that in all countries that just are amazing.
For me, it also ties in its location. Same reason why I'm doing the Big Surfle again this year.
Perfect example, yeah.
It's beautiful.
You just can't beat a destination race.
Mm-hmm.
Make it a vacation, make it a run vacation. Chris, what helps you determine what race you run?
The field, who's running. I like to run.
See, that's totally different.
And this year I'll just be racing in the States, and then Squamish, although I don't know if I'm going to be able to run Squamish this year.
You have
really?
to, Chris.
UROC is in September, so.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and they just the date is earlier now, so I need to figure that out. Squamish looks so badass, though.
You gotta make it happen.
I actually was going to talk to you about this because I think you mentioned that a while ago with UROC being so close to Squamish. You're signed up for the 50 mile, right?
For Squamish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No reason you couldn't do the 50K or the 23K.
I could do the 50K, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
sure
both are pretty stacked as far as fast locals and fast internationals as well. It's just one of those races that when you do it, you understand something. Like something happens when you run that race that you go, oh, this is what pain is like. It's kind of this you earned it kind of feeling. So I recommend it.
Yeah, it looks incredible. But yeah, for me, it's the field who's running, and I like to run the fast ones. So.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, Chris, you're extremely fast. So I can imagine you want to race all these fast guys. Let's see what else. We have some new comments. Let me refresh this real quick. Chris, what's your next race? Have I asked you what's your next race?
Way Too Cool, 50K.
That's in California. Northern
California. It's in 2 weeks from this Saturday.
Oh shit! Awesome.
Yeah.
Excited?
I'm very excited. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. So.
Do you have any goals for this race? I mean, I'm always hesitant to ask an elite racer. Do you expect to win? Do you want to win?
I want to win, yeah. Because I got second last year, but it's going to be fast this year. So.
Was that your first ultra last year?
It was my third, yeah.
Okay. So you kind of have it. I'm sure it has a special place in your heart.
It does. Well, and I lived in that area too for a couple of years,
right.
So it's I love the Auburn Canyons there that you run through is amazing, and it's fast. It runs like a marathon almost. So, Yeah, like I think I told you last time, I went through the marathon in 2 hours and 45 minutes in that race. So it's like it's super fast. There's no other like 50Ks with 4,000 feet of climbing that are nearly that fast.
Nice.
So
Daniel Murphy in the chat room is saying, make Vargo a permanent guest.
who said that?
Doesn't matter.
Well,
No.
I agree.
Daniel Murphy does. And actually, I was talking to Kim about this tonight, and I'll ask the chat room now if this is something that I can do. I really want a segment, so I'm going to divide the show into segments. I think each show will have kind of what we did today, like a top 5 countdown. We'll make them much more quicker and succinct as the show goes on. But I would like there to be a Just the Tip with Chris Vargo. And every week it is a tip regarding whatever our theme happens to be. I've always wanted to call it Just the Tip with Chris
Perfect.
Vargo.
I'm down. just to see how it feels.
Is that inappropriate? She goes, well, yeah, if women don't like Chris's tip. I'm like, I don't think there's a woman out there that wouldn't like Chris's tip.
Man. Yeah.
I hope your dad's still in the chat room, too.
Let's all say hi to our moms right now.
So I'll say hi to our mothers.
Yeah, that's funny.
So I'll make a little intro graphic, Chris, and we'll have a little segment called Just the Tip with Chris. And if you can't be live, we can pre-record it, and I can just show it. And I want to do the same thing with Kim, because my audience isn't just men; it's men and women. And I know Kim's audience is also men and women. But I think it's good to always bring in a female perspective because I don't ever want to forget about women. I think it's super important to cover. I don't ever want to forget about Kim. I think it's super important to make sure that everyone, if they have a question, it gets answered in the most appropriate manner. So if there are ever any questions that you have for a female athlete, I want to make sure that Kim can answer it. We also have many female elite friends that if there's like an elite question that we need answered, that all of us can reference them and ask them and bring them on the show and stuff like that. So Just the Tip with Chris Vargo.
Yeah.
And what is it?
I'll let Chris name my segment.
Yeah, Chris, if you want to name Kim's segment, you can think on it.
I'll come up with something for sure.
It can't be just the lips. That's it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah,
it's just not going to happen. Christopher Holler says that's not Just the Tip. Just the Tip with Chris Vargo. Ethan, his mother, is watching this. Yes, Chris's mom is watching.
She saw those videos you made anyway, the Sean O'Brien videos.
Did she like it? Does your mom like my videos, Chris?
They do like them a lot. Both my parents, yeah.
Good.
Yeah, for sure.
I struggled a bit editing Chris in my last Sean O'Brien video because that's a tough moment. I can't imagine for someone who is in first place or at least running with the top 3, pushing each other, to have that moment when you go, I can't continue because you feel a certain way or you're sick or you're just like, there's just no way I'm going to be able to do this today.
Yeah.
So I needed to edit that appropriately where it didn't make you look like a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Which you obviously were.
I was. I was a tantrum, man.
It's also a very private, emotional thing that you're going through. But I also think it's important for people to.
Well, the thing is, too, it's like that moment was like there was a long period going up to that too. So that's that point where I'm like, yeah, for sure, I'm done. I'm not running anymore. But you like in my head, I was like, maybe I can keep going, blah blah blah. But yeah, so yeah, it's the first time I've done it, so it was.
Yeah, I was gonna. I mean, I don't think I mentioned that last time you were on the show, and I didn't mention it in the video. That was your first time DNFing.
Yeah.
I have not yet DNF'd. There have been many times when I want to DNF. I mean, I got to be honest. I think it'll happen, and when that day happens, I can't imagine what I will have to go through. Knowing how close I've been to just DNFing, but not, I can't imagine what you have to go through at that point to DNF. So that's how I feel. I feel like Chris must have been going through some serious shit at that time.
Well, it's hard, too, because I just signed with Nike as well. Mm-hmm. And it's like I was sick when I signed, and I just wasn't excited to go to that race. But, I knew I could win it. And
yeah.
So, yeah, that was, going on in my head, too. So, and you travel out there. But I had a blast, though, so it was fun.
I mean, that's the other thing, is and I try to make that's the point I try to come across in the video is that not only yes you DNF, but you also stuck around at that aid station to watch your friends come through, to watch basically everyone come through that aid station, and you were at the busiest aid station of that race, so you were watching marathoners, 50K racers, 50-mile racers coming through and cheering them all on.
Yeah.
And then you stuck around at the finish line till like 5 or 6 p.m. to watch people continue to finish all day long. And that,
it's fun.
to me, says more about an athlete than their ability to finish in first place.
Mm-hmm.
You can't sit there and sulk and be like, poor me, when everyone else
you were
is out
over it.
there.
You were like, next
so
race.
There was a guy did you see in the Olympics, the dude that did that in the cross country?
No.
He sat there, the guy that won, sat there and waited for every single person to finish, and he shook all their hands.
That's awesome.
I love that.
Yeah, and that we're talking like that's like world class badass athlete, you know. So, but anyway, yeah.
And a lot of people ask, well, why do you run trails now? Why don't you run road marathons? And that actually has a lot to do with it. I will run a trail race, any distance, over a road race because of there's this camaraderie amongst trail runners that is unlike anything else, where they will support you no matter how fast, what you look like, body type, there will always be people there supporting you, pushing you, and helping you. And the community is so awesome in that respect because they all just get it. They all have been through these moments of like dark pain and misery and suffering, so they know what you're going through at those times, and they will support you. Yeah. And I think there's an old story that Scott Jurek, the legendary trail ultra runner, amazing elite athlete, whenever he would win a race or finish a race, he would wait there and shake everyone's hand that crossed. And I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't see that in marathons. You know, you don't see anyone that wins a marathon sticking around going, I'm going to shake all 30,000 of your hands.
Yeah, but those guys that run, like the Kenyans, and they don't even like really have fun running. It's a job for them.
It's a job.
So it's not, who cares? It's like, oh, Sammy Cheserett or whatever is winning this. You know, I can't really get into it. It's amazing how fast they run, but no one knows. There's not like this personal kind of connection that you have, you know. But
yeah. I'm going to wrap it up on that note. Just thanking the trail community for being so damn awesome, and I'm happy to be a part of it, and happy to know people like you, Chris, and you, Kim. So once again, I want to thank Chris for stopping by. This is the post show. We'll probably do this every episode where we just kind of hang out for a little bit and answer the questions and get answered. I appreciate all of you who have tuned in live and been chatting in the chat room. I hope I got to most, if not all, of your questions. Here's Chris Vargo once again. Thanks, Chris, for stopping by. I hope Colt is not outside freezing his balls off. If he is, let him inside and give him a tummy rub.
He's good. Thanks, man. Thanks for having me on.
Frozen. My lovely fiance Kim. Thank you for letting me do this in our hotel room. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you guys next Monday, 6 p.m. Pacific, for another live Ginger Runner episode 3. That's it. Goodbye.
Bye.